NYSE Governance Services Corporate Board Member presents the Board Governance Series with series contributors Meridian Compensation Partners, Diligent Board Member Services, and Broadridge Financial Solutions. On this edition, can boardrooms truly be paperless? With Jeff Hilk, Director of Client Services, Diligent.
Hi, I'm Laura Finn, Web Editor of BoardMember.com. And today I'm in the boardroom with Jeff Hilk. Jeff is the head of client services at Diligent. Jeff, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you. Good to be here.
You work with a lot of board members on the task of getting them to a paperless place.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from unfamiliarity with certain devices, what are some of the common concerns that you hear from board members about moving to a paperless environment?
Well, you know, the thing is, most board members see the immediate benefit of moving away from paper, that they don't have to sort of lug these big paper books to a meeting. But it's typically the fear of the unknown. What am I getting into with this technology? A lot of board members have various levels of savviness when it comes to technology, and so really, it's getting them over that hump of that it's going to be something that's simple. It's going to be something that's secure. It's going to be something that they're going to be able to grasp quickly. And in many ways, it's very much like their current paper process. And we're not going to ask them to deviate from their current process. So once we get them past that, they're usually pretty comfortable.
Going paperless is a trend that is hitting everywhere, not just the boardroom. But I do wonder, in a boardroom, can boards ever really be totally paperless?
Sure. I mean, a lot of it takes commitment, certainly by the board. They have to want to do it. But we have boards that they leave one or two behind, or a few. But many of our boards have completely gone paperless. They've committed. They've had 100% of their directors go through trainings with us, so that each of them spend 20, 30 minutes on the phone with one of our account managers and have them walk them through the product, get them familiar with it, let them see how simple it is to use. And those boards are actually running their board meetings with all of their directors using iPads at the meeting rather than paper books. Now, is there some additional paper in the room? Possibly, but we actually do some things with our product that allow them to get rid of even that paper if they want.
You mentioned people who are willing to commit to the technology. Do you find a difference in boards' willingness to commit based on the company size or the company culture? Obviously,
different vertical industries are going to have different concerns, especially around things like security, things like discoverability of what the director or board member did in the meeting. So we see certain various commitment levels between those. But we're certainly seeing a great deal of commitment from the financial services industry, from the banking industry, from retail, insurance. A lot of those that 100% of the board is using the product, and once we get over their security concerns about it and so forth, and quite frankly, since so many board members today they sit on multiple boards. They sit on boards in multiple industries. Maybe they sit on a board at a large bank, but also at the university where they've got some involvement as a trustee or several other boards. They're finding that it's pretty much a similar process when it comes to using technology in the boardroom, despite whatever vertical you're in.
Aside from board portals, what other types of technology are you seeing in the boardroom?
The same sort of technologies that every other business is using. The board members are going to want to have access to their email. They're going to want to have access to website technology so that they can get at information that they might get at via a website or some sort of a news feed. So that bringing the iPad into the boardroom for use as a board portal allows them to now use that same device for those other technology needs that they have. Now, we tend to do things within our suite of product offerings where we offer ancillary sort of plugins or modules within our board portal, which may not necessarily deal with the actual board materials, but we have something we call our resource center, which is a sort of a library, an area where they can post materials which are maybe research materials or other industry materials that might not pertain to the board meeting itself. We give them the ability to email out of our portal, just so it's simple to do, even though it uses the email technology they already have. And we provide some other sort of access to archive materials, those sorts of things. So it's not really technology that deals with the board meeting per se, but it's information that they need, and they can use that same device to get at it.
In a simple process.
Exactly.
Okay, last question, Jeff. What are some of the coming technology trends that you're seeing for boardrooms?
There's always talk about trying to incorporate more video into the boardroom, whether it be video that is for board members. That, some boards require that board members attend physically every single board meeting, but others allow some of the board meetings not to be required that they attend in person, that they can dial in by phone. So they're trying to bring more collaboration into the boardroom through video, video technology, video conferencing, those sorts of things, but also more video in the actual board portal application, because more and more there's less data that's just physically read in characters on a weight sheet of paper, and more there's technology that's requiring that they get the information that's being discussed in the board meeting from moving video that's sort of coming in as a feed into the board. So.
Excellent. Well, that's a good thing to look out for in boardrooms. Jeff, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you very much for watching this edition of the Board Governance Series.
Jeff Hilk can be reached at jhilk@boardbooks.com. The Board Governance Series is a presentation of NYSE Governance Services Corporate Board Member.